guys, the wine's out, which means it's time for another Ask Asia. Today's wine, we have one of my favorites. It's been one of my favorites for a couple years now. Justin, it's a cab. It's my favorite. It's $30, kind of expensive, but it's time to bust out the good stuff because we're talking about vagina stuff today. Oh yeah, this stuff is so good. This isn't about how to get your vagine on fleek or whatever the hell is out there on YouTube about vagina stuff, okay? Because I've been Googling and researching, and apparently that's all people care about, is if your vagina smells nice, and that's basically it. This is not that video. Some of the things I'll be talking about are questions that you guys have sent me. Other things are things that I think are just really important to talk about. So again, if you haven't already, get your tea, get your coffee, get your wine, and let's chit chat. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because I've been thinking about my vagine a lot lately. One, because I'm on day 5 of my period, so I'm almost over. Yes! 2, because I finally found a really cool, nice, young, hip gynecologist in LA. So it's a pretty big deal for me and her. So I thought it would be fun to get responsibly tipsy and talk about our lady parts. And also, Queen Bee is watching over us right now. So I think we're getting her blessing. Right, Queen Bee? Yes, Asia. See? It's time. So we're gonna start from the beginning. I wasn't originally going to talk about, you know, losing your virginity in this video because I kind of figured that my audience skewed a little bit older. However, I did get an email the other day from a girl saying that she was 15 years old and really appreciated my stomach rolls video and all that stuff. So for those girls out there, for you, you are a queen. All right? You are a queen. You and her are both queens. So don't let anyone who isn't worthy of your queenness to take something that they do not deserve. And of course, that goes for all my ladies when we're talking about sex. For me, a rule of thumb is just don't give it up to people who don't love and respect you. And it doesn't even have to be like a deep love, like I'm in love with you. Just someone who loves you as a person and respects you as a person. And I think that that's something you should definitely cherish and protect, because you don't want to give it up to just anyone. And I feel like, especially today, like I can't even imagine being 15 years old in this like world. How crazy is that? That maybe you might think it's like the cool thing to do, or if all your friends are doing it and you're feeling pressured, or you're seeing overly sexual Kylie Jenners running around, and like that's something that you think you have to like portray or give up, and you don't have to do that if that's not something you're not comfortable doing. Just as long as you feel like it's the right time for you and no one is pressuring you to do anything you're not comfortable with, do you. That being said, let's all be responsible here. If you're on birth control, cool, but please do always wear a condom. I'm sure there's some random STDs out there roaming around the streets and you don't want one. You will never regret taking your time when it comes to your first time. So again, don't feel pressure. If you feel like your time is coming up, cool. Just protect yourself, prepare yourself, and cherish it, because I think losing your virginity is definitely kind of a big deal. You can only lose it once. Whew. Getting hot in here. Speaking of sex, let's talk about birth control. Now, of course, you don't have to be on contraceptives when you have sex. I mean, it's always nice. It's always a safer option, but 100% someone needs to be wearing a condom, okay? So unless you're trying to have a baby, condom it up, wrap it up. It's kind of your responsibility. I like to say some of it's on the guys, but we all know guys are kind of dumb and they're kind of lazy. So unless you make sure to protect yourself, it might not always happen. So just, you know, be prepared. But in terms of birth control, for me personally, I've been on and off birth control since high school. I remember the moment that my dad actually took me to the gynecologist to get birth control, because I was filling out my application. At that time I was still a virgin, and the questionnaire was like, are you sexually active? And I checked no, and I showed it to him, and you can see like his sigh of relief like on his face, like, okay, I don't have to worry about those senior guys who's coming over to my freshman daughter's house and asking her out all the time. Like, he was relieved. I take oral contraceptives. For me, you guys know I have like 30 planners, so staying on time with oral birth control is something that I can easily do. I set my alarm to 9 a.m. every day. When I travel like back home to Houston or overseas, I always adjust my alarm to when it's 9 a.m. in LA, so I, you know, stay on track. So for me, oral contraceptives are something that really works for me, but it doesn't work for other people. Like, some of my girlfriends have IUDs. That's like a little thing that goes into your vagina and lives there, I think, for maybe a couple years, and is birth control that way. For me personally, I just don't want more things stuck up my vagina, so I just don't like that. I prefer to keep it where I see it. I was on birth control originally for my period because I had really bad cramps, and to just like regulate it. So that's the reason why I originally was on it and am still on it to this day. And yeah, birth control is a very personal thing, so I would never dare to tell you what you should do. Oral contraceptives, sometimes the hormones really screw with people's bodies and stuff, so other options are out there. I would just say, if you're looking into doing some kind of birth control, definitely do your research, talk to your doctor, your gynecologist, head over to Planned Parenthood. They have pamphlets all about birth control and the best ways and the best options for you. Also talk to your girlfriends about it. I'm sure you know someone who's on some kind of birth control. See what the pros and cons of that are, and make your decision. Okay, so let's talk about period essentials. I have my Lola, I have my cup, and this is it. So let's talk about the menstrual cup. I have been testing this out for a couple months now. I'm not 100% convinced how much I like this. You kind of roll it up, try and get it as small as possible, okay? And you shove it up your vagina. Once it's up there, whoop, it unfolds like a flower, and your period comes and your blood just goes bloop, bloop, bloop in here. And then what you do is you just take it out and you dump it out into the toilet, and you wash it out and you insert it back in. I also deal with some leakage on the side, which is kind of a bummer because then I'd still have to wear some kind of panty liner or something. And then as my period gets lighter, inserting this is more difficult. I've heard of people who use like lube and stuff to insert it, but for me, that's just an extra step that I am too lazy to take. This might not be for everyone, so I also carry my tampons. I was introduced to Lola through a swag bag, I think maybe 2 years ago. I was initially interested in them because it is a delivery service. So every month, or however much you want them to deliver, they deliver tampons right to your door. And for me, tampons aren't something that I think about. So like if I did have my period and I was running out of tampons, I'd say, I can last until the end of my period, and then I can wait a couple weeks to go get tampons. Then I would forget, and then a couple weeks would go by and I start my period and I realize I don't have any more tampons, so I'm waddling up toilet paper, shoving it into my panties, and going to CVS trying to buy tampons. It's just not ideal. So for me, a tampon delivery service was right up my alley. There are a couple different tampons that you can get. Let's see, where is it? I normally get the one that has no applicator. I like these because they're nice and portable, and they're small, and there's no applicator, you know? But also I know that this isn't for everyone, so I also wanted to show you guys the regular box. You can customize your box depending on kind of the flow of your period. So for me, like I said, I'm really heavy for the first 2 days, and then maybe medium for 1 day, and then pretty light for 3, 4, and 5 days. So I customized this box to have a couple Super Plus and Plus, and then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 medium ones and a couple light ones. So depending on how your period is, you know your body best, you can customize your box according to your flow. I personally get my box monthly. That is more than enough for me. After my period, I still have a couple tampons left. So I just keep them, and then if my girlfriends come over and need some, then we're all good to go. So monthly delivery for me works out perfectly. I've been reading a lot of articles lately about all the scary shit in our tampons. Like, it's really scary the amount of synthetic fibers and dyes and fragrances that people put in our tampons, and we're inserting that into our body. And I don't know, I just don't like that. That makes me feel really uncomfortable, especially now that I'm trying to move into like a really clean, non-toxic lifestyle, not only with like the products in my home, but my makeup, skincare, and you can't forget like tampons and the things that we use as women. I think that's really important. So their tampons are 100% cotton, no synthetic fibers, fragrance-free, hypoallergenic. I believe that Lola is actually founded by women, and I think that makes a really big difference. When a company is founded by women for women, you can tell just by how thoughtful they are to our needs. So I have a couple things from Lola. I like the non-applicator tampon. It's just really compact and portable, and I really like it. This is the compact applicator tampon. Oh, I'm gonna waste a tampon. So you can see it's nice and compact. You just pop it out and use it. They also do condoms, they do lube. They have these cleansing wipes for women that I have, which are really cool. Like if I go to the gym and you know, I don't have time to fully shower, just do a little wipe and you're nice and clean. So in my swag bag, I actually got 40% off my first subscription order, which was what originally got me into it, because you know, I'm trying to budget, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on something that I may not like. So I was able to test it out and I loved it, and ever since then, I've been getting the delivery service. So for you, I'm gonna offer the same thing for you guys, okay? Use the code AsiaDang at mylola.com. Test it out. I know you're gonna love it. I feel like I've talked about them before in another video, but I can't be sure. But you know, I know you're gonna get hooked because it's just so easy. Like, who has time to go get crappy tampons that have a lot of shit in them from the convenience store when you can get organic cotton, no fragrance, hypoallergenic tampons delivered right to your door? Hello, so easy. Oh, they also have pads and liners as well, by the way. So Diva Cup, tampon, always keep them on hand. Use this mostly for the first 2 days, and sometimes it just doesn't work for me, so then I have my super tampon size as well as the medium and the light days, okay? Cramps. Now, like I said earlier, I don't really have any remedies for cramps because I don't really get them when I'm on birth control, which is really nice. So if you're someone who deals with heavy cramping or have any tips on how you relieve your cramps, definitely let us know in the comment section. Okay, so let's talk about something that's really not fun, and that's like STDs and getting tested. Please do, if you are sexually active, you have to get tested. If you don't have a gynecologist, please go to Planned Parenthood. You guys know I am a vocal advocate of Planned Parenthood. It really bothers me that we have these white old men in Congress trying to take away healthcare for women, affordable healthcare for women. So Planned Parenthood isn't just a place where people can go and get abortions. It is so much more. If you don't have health insurance, if you can't cover your cost of, you know, getting tested or getting a breast exam or an annual exam, go to Planned Parenthood. They will help you out. You can get breast exams, you can get birth control, you can get condom, you can get tested for STDs, and you can get your annual checkups all at Planned Parenthood. So of course, it's always better to have, you know, that one doctor or gynecologist that you go to, just because they know your body and you guys can talk about all this other stuff. But if you don't have that, please go to Planned Parenthood. They will help you out, okay? Yeast infections. I used to get yeast infections all the time, and for me, the easiest way to get rid of them was to just book an appointment. Normally, this was at Planned Parenthood for them to check it out and then actually prescribe me an oral medication that knocks it out in a day. Because I used to do the creams and I find that not only are they dirty, but once you first insert it, it like itches and you can't move and it really hurts. And sometimes it doesn't really get rid of it all. But yeah, I found that ever since I really stopped wearing panties, it's helped. Of course, I wear them with like jeans and stuff, but when I work out, I don't wear panties. I just throw my workout pants in the washer once I'm done. In dresses or like loose pants, I don't really wear panties. I just like being free. And I'm really sweating right now. Why am I talking about my vagina on YouTube? It is beyond me. You know, I know that sometimes people might feel uncomfortable talking about something that's so personal, like your vagina. We all have vaginas. It's okay to talk about it. Don't be shy. So maybe if you have a question or a comment, leave it in the comment section. Don't be shy. We're all a loving, supportive family in here. And I guess I'll use this as an opportunity. If you haven't gotten your yearly checkup yet, this is your reminder. It's almost 2019, I think. What year is it? I definitely thought it was 2017 a couple days ago, so I am completely losing my mind. Protect yourself, be in control of your body. You got this. Periods suck, but we all have them until we hit menopause, and then I'm sure we wish we did have them instead of menopause. Okay, I'm Aisha Dang. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was an enjoyable video and I won't regret posting this. And cheers. Happy holidays. Bye.